visit a country, what do we see? We hear the language, we look at the architecture, we listen to the music, we taste the food. We can even see forms of relationships and emotional display. All of those are observable behavior. But if we don't understand what lies beneath, and I haven't met a tree yet who can survive without roots, if we don't understand the roots, then we don't really understand how the values motivate the behavior. And underneath, on the root level, we have values, assumptions, traditions, even religion. So back to our business orientation, the values affect every single business interaction, decision-making, negotiation, motivation and reward, subordinate relationships, conflict resolution, and even gender roles. It's all rooted in values. And that's what makes a difference of trying to understand a culture based from its values as opposed to based from do's and don'ts. There are two pillars to this paradox. One is English language. We call it global English, right? The official English language or business English language in the world, if we take out Chinese, which might take over in a few years, but for now, it's still English, right? We all speak English. We think that because we speak English, that we are all understood, that we understand each other, okay? We have people sitting in boardrooms, Finnish and Swedish and German and Chinese and Korean and Americans, and we all speak the same language, English. But do we really understand each other? We usually don't. And then we have what we call email communication, okay? I sit in my cultural space in Israel, and I send out an email to my business colleagues who sits in Peru. He sits in his own cultural space. And I have no idea if my message was understood, if I was too concise, if I was too impolite, if I was too short. I didn't get to the point fast enough. And since email has no visual loop, we really have no way of knowing if our message was understood. When we are from the same culture, we know how to encode or decode our messages so that the other one understands us. But when we deal with people from other cultures, we have no way of knowing if we're encoding them correctly. And I want to give you an example. When I say to someone, please do it as soon as possible. And I want to ask the Americans here, what does that mean? And I say, can you do this as soon as possible, please? What does that mean? When will it get done? I'm your manager, I tell you, can you get this done for me as soon as possible? Today. You agree? Today. Okay, that's right. Because in American culture, can you get this done as soon as possible is now, right? At the most, the end of the day. But what if I tell my Peruvian business culture, I want it done as soon as possible? When do you think it'll get done? Mañana. Maybe. Okay? Because his interpretation of the same sentence is, I get that it's important, but meanwhile I'm going to go home, I'm going to feed my kids, I'm going to answer my 12 emails, then I'm going to go to sleep. Then I come back to work in the morning and I see that I have like 10 other tasks. I'll get to it sometime. Okay? Same sentence, different meaning, different cultures.